All right, this is my fifth blog, um, coronavirus blog, creative from my quarantine. I've done 5 quarantine videos. It is day 22 of the quarantine. I am located in the city of Seattle, Washington. It is Thursday, April 2nd, 2020. Time 8:59 p.m. This is my report. So, Seattle has over 2,500 cases of coronavirus, and there have been 175 deaths, which is sad. All those people had families and people that cared about them, and we got to remember that. But there is something good that's also happening. Seattle is one of the first places where the outbreak started, and there was a nursing home that really was kind of the epicenter of the outbreak for a short period of time. This was maybe 3 weeks ago, a month ago. And so Seattle started social distancing, and because this is this is a town where people really kind of follow the rules, it seems like it's working. The rate of increase has been much, much, much slower here than it has been in other places. New York has already had 1,500 deaths, and Detroit, Wayne counties had 194. So it is definitely slowing here compared to other cities in the U.S. at least. What I did today, what I do every day. I did my computer job for a while. I exercised. I rode my bike around, and one of the things that I'm seeing right now is there's very few places that are open in the city. There's like coffee shops and a few other things that are open for takeout. And I have been going by my favorite coffee shops and just giving them money because honestly, I don't eat the food. I'm not because I don't love them. I love their food, but I want to keep everything. I want to keep out of it as much as possible. So I just give them a little bit of money to keep them open because they need it. They've done a lot for me, and it's kind of a good thing to do, I think. Anyway, so I've given them a little bit of money, which is probably about the only money I've actually spent. It's relatively cheap to stay in your house all the time, and if you got bulk food the way I do, that's pretty cheap too. I've been switched from I'm like one of those idiots that likes the expensive coffees. I drink cappuccinos, and every once in a while I'll drink a latte. But all that stuff adds up. It adds up fast. I mean, if you're paying $3 or $4, $5, even $6 for a coffee, and you have them a couple times a day, that will add up fast. I got one of those giant old buckets of. It's like a bucket of coffee grounds. It's Folgers. Haven't had Folgers in 20 years. I've got 2 big buckets of that stuff. And honestly, don't mind. Cost me $10. But one bucket will last me 2 months. So that's a big cost savings, and I don't feel quite as much like some kind of metrosexual douchebag drinking these lattes and whatnot. I mean, I love them; they're delicious. Seattle makes wonderful coffee, for sure. But I'm okay. Thank you, Folgers. I appreciate your... I remember you from my parents in the 80s, 70s, and 80s. It was you guys and Taster's Choice. That was the other one. Folgers and Taster's Choice. And for me, the bucket of Folgers coffee I highly recommend. I should hold that up. Folgers didn't sponsor me or anything like that. Not that they would sponsor some idiot in his basement. It's probably not the best advertisement for your beans. You want like sunsets and fancy people out sitting by lakes, fancy good looking people, not some scruffy idiot talking into a machine in the basement. But sorry, Folgers, that's what you got. Anyway, thanks. So that's been a big money savings. There's been a lot of stuff that because I'm not going out or doing anything, and I still have a job. So hopefully this will last. The state of the city. I want to talk about a little bit about that. I rode my bike around today. I went past a lot of boarded up businesses, a lot. I don't know that all those businesses are actually going out of business. They might just be boarded up for the quarantine. I know there's a lot of debt. There's consumer debt. There's um, a lot of business debt. There's debt all over the place. The United States is just rife with debt. So I'm hoping that some of these guys had some money saved for a rainy day and they're going to reopen. I really am. And if these guys that are in financial, I've been in bad financial situations myself. So my heart goes out to you. It really does. If you've got struggled, if your business is struggling, I'm sorry. I really am. Um, I hope some of these places reopen. It's getting a little bit of, I get a little bit of a feeling like it's kind of like a little bit post-apocalyptic, or I don't know, something. Seattle's a very wealthy town, so it's unusual to see things that, I mean, when I was back home in Indianapolis, there were a few places. There was like some kind of burned out strip malls and stuff like that I would never see. I don't think I would end up seeing that in Washington, but or in specifically in Seattle. But yeah, so that's, and there's no one out, and the people that are out, they stay away from each other. And there's two things I'll tell you about the people that are out. First, the people are nice to you. There's a lot of people that are like, hey, how's it going? Nice to see you. And I think they're nice to you because they're not seeing a lot of other people. So that social interaction, just that little bit of, hi, how you doing, is kind of, I feel it. When I say hi to somebody, I kind of feel like, woo, that a little jolt of happiness. It's nice. It feels like that interaction, even if that's all there is. The other piece of that too is that we're in a difficult situation and we're all in this together. So I think there's a little bit of people being nice. I've also seen some people that are kind of not so nice. And I realize people got money problems, and they got this problem, and they got that problem. And like those problems are compounded big time. I mean, if you had relationship problems, if you have money problems, and you're sitting in your house and you lost your job, man, that's a lot of stuff to put on somebody at the same time. And I get that. So trying to, I mean, I'm one of those idiots that somebody says something mean to me. I'm like, I got to defend my honor. I'm not, it's stupid. It's the dumbest thing in the world. Please don't defend your honor. It's not people are always going to say things. There's always going to be somebody out there that, it's going to say something. You don't want to be the tough guy. That's a dumb thing to do. It's stupid. Anyway, so I try to remember that when somebody says it's not as pleasant to me. There's a lot of people on the street. I think I can't tell if it's our regular homeless population or they just stand out more or whatever else. They're definitely not social distancing because they're sitting right next to each other. I hope those people got food because they're going to need it. And I think it's getting scary. We couldn't buy a bag of flour. There was a bag of flour on eBay. It regularly cost $3. Now on eBay, there were bags of flour for $50. $50 on a regular one of those bags of flour. It probably makes, I guess, would be 7-8 loaves of bread. We got supplies in advance because I'm a prepper, so I've been expecting it. So I don't have the great. I'm not gonna be eating great, but I'm gonna be eating for quite a while. But yeah, $50 bags of flour. That is crazy. It's hard to find certain foods. Flour, rice, anything where that's big, where people are kind of getting scared. They're like, oh, if I get this big bag of rice, it's gonna, it could last me a week or 2 weeks, and it's good, nutritious food. So that stuff's disappearing real fast. And of course, toilet paper. Everybody loves toilet paper. I don't know why that's such a fear that people won't have toilet paper. There's other ways to wash your ass, but I'm sorry to say, but it comes down to it. But people love their toilet paper, so that's been another thing. So the city's real quiet, and it's real boarded up. And there's only a few people out on the street. A good, I would say 3/4 of them are probably homeless. And there's a few people like me that go out every day to exercise, but I keep my social distance. Very important. Even if I'm passing somebody, if they're like, I will get way over. I don't want anybody. I don't want to get the Rona, and I don't want to give the Rona. I want to, I want to try to do this the best way that I can, because that just helps everyone. They've been talking too about masks. You're supposed to start wearing those masks. At first they were like, give all the masks to the hospital. Now they're like, wear the masks. Which I don't know where people are going to get those. I have like this washable mask, but I don't think it's very good. I don't even know if it's a proper mask, or it does anything. I think you're supposed to cut your facial hair if you wear one of those. So yeah, so that's kind of worrisome, because I don't really want to. I'll do anything to survive except cut my facial hair. That's where I draw the line. Anyway, that is my blog update for tonight. God bless and good luck.